Plus, Central and South Abaco MP John Pinder says the island continues to thrive despite ongoing challenges. And a high-speed police chase ends with an arrest of 3 suspects, 2 males and 1 female.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the midterm budget and a compendium of bills, including amendments to have Value-Added Tax Act and the Business License Act passed in the House of Assembly Monday. In closing the debate, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis highlighted the progress the country has made since the Davis administration entered office. The Prime Minister, who previously highlighted that government for the first 6 months collected $1.4 billion in revenue, the biggest haul for that period, says the work continues.
Government, Madam Speaker, is not about sitting back and admiring the achievements of the past. It is about facing the challenges of the future. It is about recognizing that for all we have done, there's still more to do. Yes. That we recognize. There are those who will tell you that we have achieved nothing, that our progress is illusion. But the facts will speak for themselves.
He says when you see a growing economy, investment and jobs returning, it is a success that was made possible due to the resilience of Bahamians.
As we wrap up this debate, let us do so with a clear sense of purpose, not just to account for what has been done, but to make clear what must be done next. Because the future of this nation is not something that will be decided by commentators or critics. It will be decided by the choices we make here in this Parliament.
Meanwhile, Central and South Abaco Member of Parliament John Pinder making his contribution to the mid-year budget debate, stating that Abaco continues to thrive despite its ongoing challenges. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
In his contribution to the mid-year budget debate, Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, applauded the diligent work of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, remaining at the forefront of keeping the economy thriving. He says returning visitor rate remains high, with it making up over half of the total number of visitors moving throughout the country.
And we aren't even rebuilt yet. From 2023 to 2024, we're up 11.9%. in air arrivals. That's almost 12% up in 1 year, and we are still missing some of the key components like Treasure Key Resort, like the Hopetown Harbor Lodge, the finished rebuilding of Sea Spray Resort, and many others.
Boating and yachting remains on a forward trajectory, Pinder says, with most family island marinas benefiting from the country's diversification of the tourism product, drawing in luxury cruise liners that house 200 to 300 high-spending individuals. Boating tournaments and marinas are already sold out, and yachters are being encouraged to give other marinas a chance, with New Providence seeing a slight decline in that arena. But there is room to improve the yachting product by creating more brokering leverage for the Bahamas Yacht Charter Association.
It's one of the things that we're missing, and it's a huge sector that would not only be an economic benefit for the country, but also for Bahamians that are already in that sector. Let's spread the wealth to Bahamians across this nation.
However, while tourism remains strong, the Central and South Abaco MP says entrepreneurs are continuing to thrive, opening businesses and providing employment opportunities, leading to a clarion call to local investors, not only from a business standpoint, but to bolster the housing economy.
I reach out to all Bahamians across this country. If you're looking for an investment, come invest in Abaco. Come build some apartments. Come build some housing. Come maybe put your business in Abaco. There is many things that can benefit all Bahamians, and not to mention our proximity to Grand Bahama, which is also on the move. The North is definitely on the move.
With other projects on that northern island yet to come to fruition, Pinder says he vows to continue to fight for the betterment of his constituents. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Also from Abaco, during the House of Assembly session, Member of Parliament for North Abaco, the Honorable Kirk Cornish, highlighting that some of the key work recently done, such as the demolition of the old post office in Green Turtle Key and the assessment of over 40 homes in need of repair in Grand Key. Following the announcement, the Member of Parliament took time to reassure the constituents of the sure progression of the area.
North Abaco, I wish to remind you that small progress is far better than no progress. We give this PLP administration 2 sitting members of parliament. We voted the 2 FNN out simply because we was completely tired of the misrepresentation, the disrespect. So we decided to go with my party of 30 years, the Progressive Liberal Party. While there is much to be done in Abaco, I don't stand here and say to you that there isn't anything to be done. But I am saying to you, you have a government that is listening to you, that cares. We are working on your behalf.
The honourable member adds that the work is the evidence of the promises made, continuing to ensure the entirety of Abaco will return to its former elegance.
We have ministers and caring ministers who we continue to bring your concerns to on a daily basis. We believe, we hope, and we know that this administration is far different from the former. Listen to all of the ministers in their presentation. They are promising to fix what is broken. North Abaco, I simply wish to say this to you. There is a saying, I would rather fail at trying to help you than to succeed at hurting you.
In other news, following a high-speed chase on West Sunrise Highway in the South Bahama area of Grand Bahama, officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit arresting 3 suspects, 2 males and 1 female, on possession of marijuana. Police officials say this is how the incident transpired.
For drug enforcement, they would have saw a vehicle in the Bahama area who was backing to stop. However, that vehicle accelerated, took off at a high rate of speed. The officers gave chase, eventually bringing the car to a stop, and they were able to recover a small amount of marijuana. Those 3 persons are in custody, 2 males and a female, who's assisting with that investigation at this time.
Meantime, police across the country remain committed to traffic initiatives aimed at improving road safety despite the occurrence of several recent traffic incidents. The latest involving a 57-year-old woman from Abaco marked the 3rd traffic fatality that week alone. Commenting on these incidents, Sergeant Valentino Oliver is attributing many of these accidents to drivers failing to yield the right-of-way.
I think the problem with that is persons are not willing to give way. Okay, you have to give way to motorists. You have to drive what we call defensively. Okay, where you not only drive for yourself, but you drive for other members of the public. And I think that will be, once persons adhere to that, that will kind of alleviate or curb the uprise in accidents on the streets of the Commonwealth of Bahamas.
According to recent statistics provided by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, there was an increase in traffic deaths last year compared to the previous year. Sergeant Oliver also noting that speed plays a significant factor in these accidents, as he cautioned drivers to respect the rules of the road.
And I guess they feel as though it's hands-free or free go to just go on the street, but you have to adhere to the speed limit in every area. Okay, there are various signs posted in different areas. Try to adhere to the speed signs and stay in the speed limit. In this area, the speed limit is 15 miles per hour. If you are in the outer city limits, the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. If you are the inner city limits, it's between 25 and 30 miles per hour. And if there's no sign posted, you should assume that the speed limit is 20 miles per hour based on the Road Traffic Act.
In news from the crime beat, police on Grand Bahama are investigating an alleged armed robbery that occurred on Sunday, March 9th at South Mall Drive. Initial reports indicate that shortly after 2 a.m., the victim was walking home from a business establishment when she was confronted by an unknown male armed with a sharp object. The suspect attacked and robbed her of her personal belongings, including cash, before fleeing the scene, heading in the easterly direction on East Atlantic Drive. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to please contact police at 911, 919, the nearest police station, or the Criminal Investigations Department. Anonymous tips are also welcomed through Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Switching gears now, the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee recently held a town hall meeting at the Forced to Be Pristina Center, engaging the public on their role in helping offenders get back on their feet. However, it was a special night for 10 individuals who received some long-awaited news. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
While it served as an information forum for the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee here on the island, it also served as a fresh start for 10 people who were previously convicted of offenses officially receiving their certificates of expungement, furthering proof that the committee is dedicated to giving those who are looking for it a second chance.
For my brothers out there, there's a way. I feel like the rehabilitation is helping me a lot.
It's been a long time coming, but these individuals can now navigate through life with a clean slate. The offenses ranged from drug-related cases, housebreaking, and even fights with law enforcement. But with certificate in hand, the moment confirms to them that second chances are real and that they are not defined by their past mistakes.
This helped me to grow myself to be a better person, to be a man now to say, accept what I have done, and to say, if I want better, I will do better.
I'm relieved because it's been times where my son would ask me, but Dad, we could go away, and I'd be like, I'd give him a story because I know I can't travel.
I would like to let everybody know, if you feel like you're stuck because of past mistakes, you have a second chance. The Rehabilitative Committee is real.
According to committee member Bishop Barry Morris, the process can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months and is a united front of 3 entities to ensure that individuals meet the criteria to have their record wiped clean.
Of course, it's an interviewing collaboration with the police force, the rehabilitative arm of the social services, and of course with the committee. So after they fill out their applications, they give us the necessary things that we need that is requested on the application. We meet, we talk with them. Once it is agreed that they meet the criteria by law, we support that, and they are released to start life anew.
It takes meticulous effort vetting offenders and their sincerity, but nevertheless, Morris believes strongly in the power of second chances.
So we're very, very methodical and as careful as we possibly can be, but we want to assist those who are in need.
The Collab unit is on board, and Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is proud to provide a space to vet future applicants.
It means so much to, I know, the people in this room tonight and for those to come. Again, thank you so much.
Starting this and every Thursday, the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee can be found at the Collab unit in the Harold de Gregory building from 3:30 to 5 p.m. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And still to come.
Culture comes alive this weekend as Junior Junkanoo Parade takes center stage. We'll have that story, sports, and more when we return.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians. Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Zing has more of what you need, from organic, gluten-free, and vegan snacks to eco-friendly products. They offer healthier choices every day. Visit number 8 West Cedar Street or call 812-5755. Zing, where better choices begin.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Get ready for the Junior Junkanoo Parade as schools are preparing to bring vibrant energy and culture pride to the streets in just a matter of days. The Deputy Director of Sports in North says it's all about keeping the culture alive. The details in this report.
It's going to be very, very exciting. This year, 19 schools have registered to participate in the highly anticipated Junior Junkanoo Parade, a slight dip from last year's 25. But Deputy Director of Sports for the Northern Bahamas, Norris Bain, assures that the excitement is still alive and well. We're closer to the Junior Junkanoo Parade, and if you're around the schools, you hear the goat skin drums, you hear the horns. You see the cutting, and you go around the schools, you see the young people involved in the cutting and the building of costumes and stuff. So, yeah, it's there's an excitement about it. We're going to miss Walter Park and Freeport Primary this year, but we definitely want to try to get them back on the streets, Lord's willing, next year. And it doesn't stop there, as steps are already being taken to integrate Junkanoo into the school curriculum, a move that will bring this treasured cultural experience into the classroom. Though full details have not been disclosed, Bain says that both the Ministries of Education and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture are collaborating to make this vision a reality. I'm sure they're going to take it from an historical standpoint to where it becomes hands-on, where children would not only have knowledge of where we've come from, but also be taught how to do some of the crafts and the building of costumes, the pasting. He adds that the community should be just as invested in keeping the culture alive. We as adults just have to make sure that we continue to support it financially, and the Junkanooers need to join themselves to schools so that they can partner with schools and help the students to be able to learn and be able to put on quality work. Tickets for the Junior Junkanoo Parade are now on sale and can be purchased at any of the participating schools or at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's office downtown. General admission seats are $5, while Showtime seats are available for $10. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, International Women's Day celebrated throughout the world this past Saturday. It's a day dedicated to recognizing and celebrating the achievements, contributions, and progress of women across the world, while also highlighting the ongoing struggles and challenges women face in various aspects of life. Here at home, a brunch was held at the Stone Crab restaurant featuring the spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, who addressed prominent issues like gender equality. Shalia Roll has more in this report.
We strongly Bahamian women. We have made remarkable progress in leadership, in education, business, and beyond. And we have claimed our rightful place in spaces where we were once excluded, right?
It was a day filled with unity and love as women gathered at the Stone Crab restaurant to celebrate International Women's Day. Lady Anne-Marie Davis, the keynote speaker at the event, says that the theme, Accelerate Action, is challenging women all around to change the status quo.
And this year's theme is called Accelerate Action. And this resonates deeply with the urgent need to push boundaries, challenge the status quo, and drive forward the agenda of gender equality.
Davis also adding the importance of celebrating International Women's Day.
It's a day to recognize the strides we have all made and acknowledge the challenges that still lie ahead, and together that we will strategize on how we can accelerate our efforts to create a world where every woman and every girl can thrive.
Gender equality is the principle that all people, regardless of gender, have equal rights, opportunities, and responsibilities. And the First Lady says that women fighting for gender equality is far from finished.
Though we've done so much and achieved so much, we must acknowledge that our journey is far from over. Because without gender equality, there can be no true progress in a country. And our humanity will never reach its highest peak as long as a large portion of our society, meaning women, is denied our human rights.
Women who attended the brunch sharing why celebrating International Women's Day is important.
Are really doing some amazing things in our community right now, and I think that we really have to support each other. And so coming to an event like this really was important to me, especially on International Women's Day.
I think women should always empower each other, and this is a good way of us networking and sticking together as women.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shaliro.
In other news, the Bahamas marked a local government month with flag-raising ceremonies across the country celebrating 29 years since the enactment of local government. Here on Grand Bahama, the city of Freeport District hosted its ceremony Monday morning on the lawn at the National Insurance Building under the theme, Empowering Communities and Enhancing Productivity, a New Era in Local Governance. Consultant Alexander Williams emphasized the critical role of local government, describing it as the foundation of democracy, which brings the government closer to the people. Meantime, Administrator for the City of Freeport District, Preston Cooper, took the opportunity to remind practitioners of their duty to serve their communities with the highest level of dedication and commitment.
I say to you, our why should be in line with what our Creator expects of us, and that is that we must be the best human beings that we can ever be. Once we would have concluded our service in local government, or whatsoever that we are assigned to do in this moment in time, we should aim to leave that place, or in the city of Freeport, councillors, we leave it a much better place than when we met it.
In Grand Bahama, local government is often viewed as a breeding ground for national leadership, attracting individuals from across the political spectrum. Chief Councillor Kendall Culmer highlighting that despite the diversity of political backgrounds, all practitioners share a common goal: to serve their communities and foster progress.
We sit to that table, a collective group of persons, some on both sides of the political divide. But as we sit to that table, we sit there as one, with one common goal: to better our community, to better the living environment of the residents, the social ills we try to get rid of.
Well, that's a look at stories making news. Our Jay Philippe is standing by at the sports complex. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
And in sports, final day of competition at this year's Island Sports at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex.
Thanks, Jay. That's coming up next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. to renew day spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Cock the termites former Samus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Yes, Ramiko, it's been some fierce competition the past 5 days. It all started on Wednesday with the field events, and now we're on the final day of this year's Fidelity Bank Island Sports at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. So far, Tabernacle's leading in the junior and senior category, and right behind me happening right now is the finals of the 100-meter hurdles and under 17 boys. And we also have all the fans are still waiting in the stands. They are waiting just because the 4x4 relays are next. And after the 4x4 relays, we'll determine who will be the winner. But just in case you missed the action on Saturday, Shane Stubbs were here for the 100-meter finals. Here's those highlights.
Day 4 of the Fidelity Bank High School Track and Field Championships had a whole lot of action on Saturday. As a recap of how everything went down.
Keisha KK Thomas is now the under-17 girls meet record holder in the 400 meters, clocking 55.14 seconds.
I thank God for allowing me to stay consistent in my races.
Erin Barwood also eclipsed the under-20 girls 1500-meter record. She clocked 5 minutes and 1.31 seconds, while also tipping under the Carifta standard.
This feels awesome. Thank you to my family, my coaches, and everyone who supported me.
Also meeting the Carifta high jump standard was Dwight Jones of Tabernacle Baptist, leaping 2 meters to secure a gold medal for the Falcons. In the under-15 girls 400 meters, Anaya Nesbitt picked up her second gold medal of the meet.
God got me through it, and I'm very happy.
The under-20 boys 400 meters was a heavyweight bout, but Zion Shepherd would retain his crown as the best over that distance.
300 in a row, 400 meter champion, what can I say? But thank God.
And to close day 4 out, Khalees Roberts, Shavano Rowell, Sandra Russell, Avante Lotmore, Rihanna Sims, Jamal Deluche, Tanaj Turnquest, and Alexander Colby are this year's 100-meter champions.
I trained really hard for this, and I think I earned it.
I feel better that I came first, and I know that I could beat them this time.
I was really scared. When I get scared, it helps me to push.
No, I have to rely on my top end, so I know my big kid really the best in the world.
I just wanted to retain the first to keep it in the Falcons family.
Going into this race, I just know I had to defend my title.
This moment right now is very special to me, and I defended my title.
And I just hope I get it to win.
Is that enough Total Sports? I'm Shane Stubbs.
Again, it's been really, really competitive here the past 5 days at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. A number of island sports records were broken, but again, the 4x4 finals is going to be next. Right now it's the 110 hurdles under 17 boys, but the 4x4 final is going to determine who's going to walk away as this year's Fidelity Bank Island Sports 2025 High School Track and Field Champions. I'll be here until probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight with Miko, so we'll see in the next few hours who will be the champion. So back to you guys in the studio, and I'll be here all night, Miko.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, on to the next. Budget bills and accompanying resolutions clear the House of Assembly, paving the way for their introduction in the Senate. Also, SpaceX drops debris in the Bahamas. Find out where officials are in the recovery process and what happens next and when. And small pockets of smoke, still a big factor 3 days post that huge scrap metal yard fire in southwest New Providence. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Dismissing talks of an illusion, the Prime Minister today focused instead on the past 6 months of the fiscal year, attributing the progress to determination and hard work. Our Fern Carey covered the wrap-up of the mid-year budget debate in the House of Assembly.
Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, touting the government's progress for the first half of the fiscal year in the House of Assembly Monday. He cited fiscal discipline and strategic planning as pivotal to a revived domestic economy and other gains.
When you see an economy that is growing, when you see jobs returning, when you see record investment flowing into this country, you do not need to be told that what success looks like. It is happening. It is real. And it is only possible because of the faith, the perseverance, and the sheer resilience of the Bahamian people.
The nation's leader noted that the facts speak for themselves despite criticism from the opposition. His comments prompting opposition leader Michael Pintard to rise to his feet on a point of order.
International agencies, investors, and economists point to the Bahamas as a country on the rise. That's right. They cover their ears. Yep. Madam Speaker, they told us the economy will not recover. It has. Yes. They told us we could not attract investment. We have. They told us unemployment would not fall. It has. They told us we would not get spending under control. That's right. We did. We did that. They told us that government revenues would collapse. They have strengthened. Do you accept that the economy has recovered?
Yes. Madam Speaker, when the economy reopened, it reopened, Madam Speaker, with a 14, then 10% economic growth rate. And then it returned to pre-pandemic numbers. So to answer the Prime Minister, yes, once an economy reopens, you expect an increase.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Now, ahead of the Prime Minister's wrap-up came a contribution from the leader of government business, the Freetown MP, encouraging residents to compare the track records of both major political parties as the 2026 general elections near. In the final analysis, he says there's no comparison. Carla Palmer reports.
Member of Parliament for Freetown and Minister of National Security, the Honourable Wayne Munro, says the Free National Movement cannot compare to the Progressive Liberal Party in its policies and programs, beginning with health.
The member for Tall Pines bought 15 ambulances. 15. I don't know how many they bought. I don't think they bought many, if one, but they didn't buy 15. And then, Madam Speaker, the member for Tall Pines also managed to have under construction and well completed 10 new clinics and has refurbished 52.
Minister Munro also touted the growth of tourist arrivals, now up at 11.2 million visitors, the highest in decades, and noted the decision to reduce value-added tax again for a second time since coming to office in 2021 to 5%. He says the PLP also outshines the FNM in building the workforce.
My ministry and the agencies have recruited to the police force, to the defense force, and to the Department of Corrections. We recruited more in 20 months than they did in 4.5 years.
Minister Munro then brought to the fore the moorings issue together with what he regards the definition of a clear conflict of interest.
At least we can find the moorings document. We still can't find the Oban documents. And a conflict of interest only arises with a person who is a decision maker. That a clear conflict of interest is my predecessor signing his own security license.
Minister Monroe is encouraging the voting electorate to consider these points as valid when going to the polls. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
In other news this evening, a SpaceX recovery team accompanied Department of Environmental Planning and Protection officers in waters around Ragged Island today after finding a debris field in that area yesterday. The recovery exercise follows SpaceX's Starship rocket explosion last Thursday evening. Now, according to Department of Environmental Protection and Planning Director Dr. Rihanna Murphy-Neely, today's recovery exercise involved collecting debris that was washing onto the shore with seaweed.
The next step for us is to continue to remove the debris that we find along the coastline and in the water. We ask that the Bahamian public, if you see waste, that you report it to the DEPP or to the hotline number that SpaceX has provided, and we will come and remove it. We will also begin a more in-depth marine analysis to see if we can find some of the larger equipment that may have sunken down to the bottom of the ocean.
Now, the environmental director also touched on the rocket's impact on the country's marine life.
A lot of the material we can confirm is non-toxic to the environment. We expect that the propellants would have been lost into the atmosphere, the methane, as well as the liquefied oxygen. And so those should not be in our space anymore. Some of the pieces that we're finding are made of silica. And so we are looking to see what is going to be the impacts of these onto our environment as these pieces get smaller. But the immediate activity and the immediate action is to remove as much of them as possible so that we remove that long-term risk from our environment.
Over in New York is where you could find the Minister of Social Services, who's leading a delegation to the 69th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. World leaders and women's advocates coming together there to address gender equality and empowerment. Our Felicity Darville is in New York City with that story.
The Commission on the Status of Women, or CSW 69, is particularly significant as it marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. 3 decades later, and world leaders still report that the advancement for women and girls have not nearly been enough. There are 12 critical areas being tackled this week, including women and poverty, education and training, women and health, and violence against women. While these are global concerns, Minister the Honorable Miles LaRota says the Bahamas is no exception.
We in the Bahamas know that since 1995, there have been a lot of improvements. Yet we still have a way to go. There's still issues with the disparity in pay among women. There's still the issue of women being representative in Parliament based on their percentage of the population and other issues. And so while improvements have been made, advancement have been made, there's still a lot of way for us to go as it relates to further advancement and ensuring that there's true gender equity.
As chair of Commonwealth Women's Affairs, Minister LaRota said that when he spoke at CHOGM, the Bahamas received tremendous support.
I led off by stating that the Speaker of the House is a woman, that the President of the Senate is a woman. I mentioned that there are various ministries that are headed by women, and you'd be amazed the round of applause that statement invoked in the room. We've since have a Commissioner of Police that is a female. So clearly the Bahamas is way ahead of a lot of countries as it relates to women and the role that they're playing in leadership in the country.
Promoting women's rights means protecting our mothers and daughters, empowering our sisters and friends. And without it, those who naturally nurture and care for humanity will not be able to live in a free and fair world. From the United Nations headquarters in New York City, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Coming up, assessing the scrap metal yard fire in southwestern New Providence. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
If you listen listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Quench your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Honey barbecue. Sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan. Tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Hi, Kevin. How can I help you?
Is it true this institution isn't doing too well? Should I move my money since I have a business and personal savings account?
Don't worry about the gossip. Banks are regulated, so the chances of this institution failing is slim, and your deposit accounts are protected. We are members of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, so your deposits are protected up to a maximum of $50,000.
What if I have more? My business account has a little over $100,000 in it. Will I get my remaining funds if the bank fails?
Yes, through the process of liquidation, which is when the bank's assets are sold over time to repay its creditors, like yourself.
Well, I learned something new today.
My advice is to diversify your financial portfolio across different account types, different member banks, and credit unions. Help us to protect you by protecting yourself.
To learn more, visit our website, dic.bs, for more information.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of the sun setting over the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Welcome back. A bit of good news to report on this weekend's massive fire at a scrap metal yard. Authorities telling us that it's been completely extinguished. However, small pockets of smoke remain. Meantime, Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting announcing today that an extensive assessment of sites like these will be undertaken. The minister also says a closer review of roadside garages is about to begin. These businesses, he says, have been the subject of public outrage, and their operations often lead to dangerous situations like these recent fires. However, the minister says this is a long-standing issue and there are no quick fixes.
We are assessing it. We have a team that's looking at possibly relocating a lot of the larger ones, and also assessing how the ministry gives approval, not just our ministry, but finance, well, Inland Revenue for business license and all of that. So it's a multi-agency, multi-ministerial approach. It won't happen overnight, but I will guarantee that we're looking at it, assessing it to ensure that a fire such massive as yesterday, good thing it was controlled, doesn't cause a larger fire throughout these communities.
What appears to be an alarming trend in the rate of attempted suicides and suicides gripping the country should not be overlooked. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, strongly urging that more attention be paid to this potential epidemic, which he says is often overshadowed by the public's interest in murders.
Morning again, I saw another instance of attempted suicide mixed right in there with those homicides. The homicides tend to be directed, and those people who decide that they're going to do that, there's very little, I suspect, we can do other than seek to interdict them, catch them. If we don't catch them before they commit it, then after. But while we get so focused on that, we seem to be ignoring that there's an increasing rate of people committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide, and that surely has to be something we can do more about.
Meantime, homicide detectives starting off the week with 2 back-to-back killings here in the capital. For the details on what preliminary investigations have so far revealed, we turn now to our Devontae Hannah.
A mere 4 hours apart, 2 men shot to death, another fighting for his life in hospital. The latest incident around 10:45 last night in Kennedy subdivision. Sitting in a white car parked in front of a Vernon Street home was a group of men who, according to detectives, were approached by a black Japanese car.
Occupants of that vehicle exited and opened fire on the group of males, hitting one male fatally, and the other victim was transported to the hospital.
Circles in the street mark where bullets were found on the scene, more than 20, which shattered glass and drew the attention of dozens of curious onlookers, some reeling with emotion. Both victims believed to be in their early 20s, residents of the area, but not the home. Morticians cleared the scene, but the investigation of a homicide that occurred shortly before 7 was still fresh.
The victim was at his residence when a light-colored Japanese vehicle pulled up. 2 occupants of that vehicle exited the vehicle and shot the victim.
The incident occurred in Munson Village off Boyd Road. The victim here said to be in his early 30s. Both incidents pushing the country's homicide count to 15 for the year, but still a marked decrease compared to last year. According to statistics, by March 15, 2024, the country had already recorded 32 homicides. Nevertheless, police say they remain resolute in carrying out their duties.
We are doing our walkabouts. We're engaging the communities. Our patrol units are out and saturating the streets. So we are visible out there. So we are going to continue to police the streets.
The condition of the victim transported to hospital remains unknown. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hannah.
Stay with us on The Beat. It's after the break.
Portion of the news is brought to you by Full-Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overall arching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching our young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I chose Bank of the Bahamas because it was a Bahamian-owned bank. The bank has certainly supported our evolution through overdraft facilities, purchasing of equipment, facilitating of salary payments, and I really believe that Bank of the Bahamas is able to help in the development of the local economy. I would truly recommend the services at Bank of the Bahamas.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Hundreds flying and boating into Eleuthera this past Saturday for an exhilarating day of exercise with a purpose. And among them, our very own Danielle Dean, who tells us more about the annual Bike-a-thon challenge that attracts participants from all walks of life.
Around 300 participants, among them walkers, runners, and cyclists. Some of them even flying into the island of Eleuthera for a worthy cause.
Bahamas Hope Challenge.
Started in 2006, and the motive behind this 17th edition, according to founder and director Susan Larson, is the same as it's always been, to help Bahamians beat cancer.
We have a terrible high incidence of breast cancer in the Bahamas. The BRCA1 gene mutation is higher per capita in the Bahamas than anywhere else in the world. And in many of our family islands, where there's no medical infrastructure, women were getting diagnosed at stage 4, and you have a real steep battle on your hands to beat breast cancer.
The challenge funds Family Islands women's flight to Nassau for their first mammogram, because cancer, when detected early, can be beaten. Reps from Lyford Key International School, Atlantis Resort, and Fidelity Bank made their way to Governor's Harbour last weekend in solidarity. But a dual-purpose trip for the bank's client credit specialist, Francis Adderley.
It actually gave me an opportunity to see my daughter and my granddaughter, so this is like 3 generations in one. We recognize the need that others have, and so we really want to be able to give back.
2-year-old Luciana Pyfram, the youngest runner of the pack.
Oh, she loved it. We did 10K, and she ran some of it, and then we put her back in the stroller, and yeah, so we did a little bit of both. Great for her to see community and the spirit and to get out and support a good cause.
A sight to see, though, 7-year-old Lyford Key student Keziah Krieger, who honestly admitted,
"It's a bit hard, but I do like it."
But pushed through 20 miles of cycling because, like everyone else, she came to this conclusion.
Lots of people die from it, and we don't want people dying.
With Health Matters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, thanks, Danielle. Well, Dawn and her new co-host, Marlena, joins us live with a sneak peek of Access Now.
Well, Crystal, let me tell you, Barabbas and the tribe is about to dig up the streets in Savannah, Georgia. I know you're a Valley girl, but Marlena, which Junkanoo group are you?
Well, I don't know if this is going to be the right answer for everybody, but I was also raised in a Valley Boys fan home, so that's where I'm going to have to do mine. But judging by your face, that's not the right answer. So who do you support?
Saxon, Shell Saxon superstar. Yeah. You joined the bandwagon of the Valley Nation.
It's a choice.
Dawn, you're outnumbered.
Yeah.
You're outnumbered at this point. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Diet-friendly special.
For over half a century, we've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge, connecting families, dreams, and memories across the islands and beyond. Behind every seat sold and every journey planned, there's a dedicated team committed to making air travel affordable and accessible to everyone. At Bahamas Air, we're not just building connections, we're building a safe and dependable airline where quality service is paramount and an excellent travel experience is our priority. Wherever you're going, we're here to take you there with care, with heart, and with the promise of unforgettable journeys. We are family, and just like family, we're committed to taking care of our own. Your Bahamas Air is our Bahamas Air, because here at Bahamas Air, we don't just fly here, we live here.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
Today, the world celebrates the remarkable careers and necessity of women in the courtroom. Here at home, a special group of youngsters heard from women of stature in the local legal system. Our Danielle Dean tells us more.
The women insist female judges add a bit of sparkle to the courtroom.
It is a powerful achievement for all of us, a very humbling experience to whom much is given, much is expected. And every day we seek to bring equality and gender-neutral decisions to our cases, and we seek to empower women, children, and men in our judicial system. We look at persons, we cannot see color, we cannot see gender, we cannot see race, so biases are removed.
Senior Justice of the Supreme Court, Cheryl Grant Thompson, sharing as much during a visit she and her colleagues made today to Eva Hilton Primary on this International Day of Women Judges.
This is the first year that we're visiting we're visiting the schools. Last year, this theme was based on women and children in carceral settings, where we visited this William A. Pratt School, Reform School, and we visited with the young ladies and the administration.
The moment, a full circle one for Justice Denise Lewis Johnson.
It's rather emotional today. I had the privilege of going to Oaksfield Primary, as it then was called, from grades 1 to 3. And so it was a bit of coming home. It's coming home to the neighborhood that groomed the person that I am today. I went to church in this neighborhood, I lived in this neighborhood, and I came to school. And so to look into the eyes of the young ladies here today, I see myself.
Justice Johnson also emphasizing it's critical those accomplished inspire youth so that they too can achieve their dreams. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, pretty good story there, Danielle. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.